Welcome to our E-bracket carrier landing tutorial. With an understanding of the E-bracket, we hope this tutorial will help pilots learn to land any aircraft on an aircraft carrier the first time, every time. We are using VTOL VR for this tutorial, but there may be value for pilots flying other simulators such as DCS, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Aerofly, Explain, etc. From my experience, you need 4 factors to land on a carrier effectively. Number 1, E-bracket. In simple terms, the E-bracket is a dynamic indicator that automatically appears on your heads-up display as an E when you extend your landing gear. The E-bracket shows you simultaneously whether you are at the correct angle of attack and optimal airspeed for landing. You control the position of the E-bracket through the throttle and the pitch of your aircraft. When you extend your landing gear, the E-bracket automatically appears on the heads-up display. It floats up and down dynamically on the left side of your HUD, aligned with the nose indicator. Indicates whether your airspeed is too fast, or too slow, or just right. In combination, whether your pitch is too high or too low or just right. When centered on the nose indicator, you are at the correct angle of attack, 8 degrees, and optimal airspeed for landing. With the E-bracket, you do not need to plan for a target airspeed, just keep the E-bracket centered on the nose indicator. This will be your optimal airspeed. The E-bracket automatically adjusts for weight, flaps, and other factors, resulting in the correct 8-degree angle of attack and the optimal airspeed to avoid a stall or excessive speed. We will show some live examples for your reference. 2. HSI, Horizontal Situation Indicator. All VTOL VR aircraft have an HSI. This instrument uses the ILS information to show you several things: accurate horizontal alignment, your position on the vertical glide slope, bearing to the runway, and distance to the runway. However, you need an ILS frequency for the HSI to function. Number 3, ILS, Instrument Landing System Frequency. It is a unique frequency for each runway at each airport, and of course, only one frequency for each carrier. This transmits a precise horizontal and vertical signal extending from a specific spot on the runway. Number 4, pilot skill. Your ability to manage this information will determine your success in landing on a carrier. With the E-bracket vertically aligned with the nose indicator, you will ensure the correct airspeed and angle of attack for landing. By keeping both the ILS needles centered on the HSI, you will fly the correct glide slope and achieve a successful landing. With practice, you will become proficient in managing this information, a skill that can be applied to all other aircraft to achieve similar results on land or sea. Okay, let's do a takeoff in the FA-26B, nicknamed Wasp. Take off from the carrier, and we'll come around and do a landing and approach and do a detailed analysis based on what we're seeing in real time. Landing. Now we're downwind from the carrier. We're going to drop the gear, the hook, and the flaps. And as soon as we drop that gear, the E-brackets started showing up. So you see on the zoom view here on the left-hand side, the E-bracket is dynamically moving up and down from the nose indicator. At this point in time, we're doing 210 knots, so we're going way too fast. We would have to slow down the aircraft to get the E-bracket on the nose line. Now we're making a turn, trying to keep the nose indicator on the horizon and the E-bracket centered. You'll see that our airspeed is up to 199, 200 knots in the turn. This ensures that we don't stall. And we're coming around and coming around, trying to keep the E-bracket centered by applying more throttle as needed. I've got too much throttle. We're going to bring back to throttle to bring that E-bracket down. Now we're starting to line up towards the carrier. We're still going too fast. E-bracket's too high. So we're going to pull back the throttle to get the plane going slower. Also, we're going to pitch up slightly so that we can get the that angle of attack indicator at 8 degrees. Now we see the ball. This is an interesting point to stop and talk about the ball. When you are close to the carrier, if you have a human landing service officer, the LSO, whose nickname is Paddles by the way, they would say something like, Echo 1-4, 3/4 of a mile, call the ball. And your response in this case would be, Echo 1-4, Wasp, ball 4.9. So what does this mean? First, you need to confirm who you are by confirming your aircraft designation by saying Echo 1-4. Second, you state your aircraft type, in this case, Wasp. Third, you confirm that you see the ball by saying ball. Note, if you don't see the ball, then your hook is not down. And fourth, state your fuel state in decimal format. So if your fuel gauge shows 4,950, you would say 4.9. So now we're on chart final. We're bringing the nose of the aircraft farther from the right to the left to line up with the carrier. Our ball is slightly high, but not too bad. Our angle of attack looks good at 8 degrees. And now we're putting the nose indicator just to the right of the center line there to make sure the aircraft comes in straight on the moving ship. We're making sure that the bracket stays close to the center, and as we get down to the runway, we capture the wire, we've landed. And this landing will be landing the EF-24 on the carrier with full fuel, full loadout, external tanks, wings all the way back, and the flaps are up. We're coming in really hot, and you'll see that the bracket is slightly low. Our angle of attack is 10 degrees, slightly higher because of this configuration. Nice smooth landing, full stop. This is an excellent test of the E-bracket. We're bringing the F-16 in the slowest possible using the E-bracket. So we have a great rate of descent and great forward airspeed. There you go, we're wheels down on the carrier, brake, 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 brake. We're able to land the aircraft on the length of the carrier without an arresting hook. We're now going to taxi back to the back of the carrier deck to take off on the full length. The good thing about landing the F-16 on the carrier like this is you can refuel and rearm if necessary.
Ground crew is ready to serve.
We're now at the back of the carrier, lining up to use the full length of the carrier deck for takeoff. Brakes on, full throttle including afterburner. Brake release. There you go. Took off an F-16 off a carrier with no catapult. Remember, you do not need to know or fly a specific speed for landing, as this changes for each situation and aircraft. Regardless of what you are flying, just keep the bracket centered and you will not stall or fly too fast on landing. Practice, practice, practice. Use the HSI, if available, for more precise horizontal and vertical guidance. If you'd like a tutorial on the HSI, leave a note in the comments. Happy flying!